Yeah. We've got a game that it looks... well, obviously, just based on its name, you can tell that it is... how would I describe this? A war fantasy shooting game. We'll just say that. So let's check it out. Here, well, there was an ad playing. That's why it was taking so long. But all right, let's check it out. We're watching the trailer for War Fantasy. Official announcement trailer. Coming at us from Game Trailers. With the Google Chrome extension, we can see that it's got 198,000 views, 13,000 likes, and 190,000... oh, sorry, 195... I don't know where I got that. Dislikes. We're going to like the video as we do with all trailers that we react to, except for mobile game trailers. We dislike mobile games so much that we give their trailers a dislike. So, here's what it says. Don't miss the announcement trailer for War Fantasy, a psychological horror FPS game developed by Non-Euclidean. You will face a demented commanding officer who controls your every move, and the line between war simulation and real war dissolves into impossible, stunning spaces. You are not a soldier, you are being made into one. War Fantasy is coming soon to PC. Steam. Alright, let's check it out. Mad Men. What is this? Bum 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 bum. War Fantasy. Okay, so the Stanley Parable with a loaded rifle. Interesting. Okay. A psychological horror FPS with a demented commanding officer controls your every move in the line. Okay, got that. You were not. Okay, yes. Yes. Interesting. I would say this is probably going to be a lower budget game as well. And if we look at Non-Euclidean, they do not have anything else on Steam. So, interesting concept anyway. I don't know how it's going to play out in actual gameplay, but let's check it out. Okay, so let's check it out. Yeah. We've got a 1 minute 34 second trailer, guys. Here we go. Escape the machine.
At this base, you belong to me. You follow my orders. Insubordination will not be tolerated. I want a body count, and you're gonna give it to me.
Okay.
You're gonna run this drill until you get it right.
So we're running drills. We're not actually going into combat.
I don't care about the subject matter. I care about user engagement and retention.
The modern battle space demands a new form of training.
How have you ever heard of War Fantasy?
If you disobey me again, I will eat the skin off.
So this is very...
Now pick up the rifle.
Esoteric.
Again.
The Pentagon is threatening to pull funding if we don't change the story.
What did your game teach my son?
The enemy is whoever I say it is.
This company is not liable for the actions of our customers.
It's just
me
in here.
I'm sorry, what was this? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, what are those?
Me in here.
Alright.
They make games like War and War like a game. They make games like War and War like a game. They make games like...
I do like that. I do like that we're loading into a simulation here, and it's using that Matrix style, you know, like everything is... That's pretty cool. I do like that. I have some interesting thoughts. I'm going to give them at the end here, but this is, yeah, okay. What do we got? Escape the machine.
You know it's just harmless entertainment, right?
When this is over, you'll thank me.
So it's an interesting thing. It seems to be explore. See, this is something that I was talking about before, because in the movie trailer for Leviticus, it was basically, it seems like it's propagandizing, you know, anti-Christianity, anti-Christian church things, and pro-homosexuality. Fine, you know, but the story structure was weird because it was like the protagonist was the devil and also the church, or a demon and also the church, but the demons in the church are antithesis of each other, so it's a weird story structure to make them both the bad guy, and meanwhile this homosexual kid, and well, these two homosexual kids are the good guys. Okay, so this propagandizing is fine when you're exploring an idea. It was just a weird story structure, and it seems like it was going to be or I shouldn't say propagandizing, like writing a story that is pushing a narrative and exploring an idea, you know, from your own perspective, and that can be okay. Propaganda is when it's like this, you sacrifice storytelling for the purposes of, you know, your message above all else. So this, I wouldn't say propaganda. Again, I would say that movie seemed like that trailer made it look like the movie might be propaganda. This is exploring this idea. And there is a risk of it being just a second, guys. My son needed help putting a Lego piece on. So there's a risk. It's exploring this idea. It seems like there might be a risk of propagandizing rather than being so much entertainment, where the messaging is very heavy-handed. This looks like an anti-military, anti-violent video game type of video game, which is interesting because, like, at the end here they say, like, oh, you know, it's just harmless fun. I'm wondering...
It's harmless entertainment, right?
Yeah.
You know it's just harmless entertainment, right?
I'm wondering if they're going to pull it off in some way where they show some nuances of the military and also like military fantasy video games, or is it just going to be that everything is terrible? One thing that I'll say is that civilians, I was in the military for a long time, civilians have this idea of what it is to be in the military. When they say, oh, we don't want to send our soldiers to war. And it's like, yes, obviously you don't want people to die, but people make it out like soldiers didn't sign up for their job. You know, like when I enlisted into the military as an infantryman, my job description was to go kill the enemy. And when you went and told me to go kill the enemy, I'm not going to Pikachu face and be like, oh, like, yeah, I know that my job is to kill the enemy. So when I deploy to go kill the enemy and have a risk of death myself, I signed up for that. So let's not act, you know, a lot of times civilians are like, oh, it's so terrible. These guys go over there and do that. And they don't want to be there. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We were trained to do it. And if it was protecting Americans and protecting America and serving our country, we wanted to do it. For the most part, anyway. And we understand the risks and all of that. So it is sad that people die, but people die warriors. A lot of infantrymen want to die warriors, serving their country. So let me, you know, I mean, what do you think? Does it look like it's going to be propaganda rather than entertainment that explores an idea? Do you think that it's terrible when soldiers are sent to go do their jobs in war overseas? Or do you think that, you know, infantrymen and people who have combat arms roles, do you think that they are warriors and are ready to die for their country and have accepted that? And so that makes it at least... that makes war in the service and protection of your country reasonable, even if it is tragic when people die. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. We are watching the trailer for War Fantasy. Doom, doom, doom. All right, let's check out what people are saying in the comments. Burned? What? Burned by Mayor? I don't see it. Okay. The Spec Ops Parable. Finally, War Vet Nightmare Simulator. Seeing the dude open the alcohol fridge to the cemetery. Now that doesn't hit close to home with vets. Wow, that doesn't hit close to home with vets. You can see a brief prompt to press E to dull the memories. It's kind of a shrewd and one-sided. It's looking like a shrewd, one-sided thing. Now here's the deal: is that it obviously sometimes this stuff does happen. So, but it's just you have to remember that there's nuance to this because there are soldiers who come home and like I said, they're warriors and they served their country and they're proud of what they did, you know. Men are born for games, nothing else. Every child knows that play is nobler than work. He knows too much. Okay, thank you, sweetheart. He knows too much that the worth of merit of a game is not inherent in the game itself, but rather in the value of that which is put at hazard. Games of chance require a wager to have meaning at all. Games of sport involve the skill and strength of the opponents, and the humiliation of defeat and the pride of victory are in themselves sufficient stake because they are in here in worth of the principles and define them. But trial of challenge or trial of worth, all games aspire to the condition of war, for here that which is wagered swallows up game, player, all. So here's the deal. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody is born to play. If you are born to play some type of game, and soldiers sign up to play a game that stakes are life and death and of yourself, your fellow countrymen, and your country in itself in some instances. So, yeah. I think that's actually a beautiful thing, and the idea of telling me how I feel about that, and that it was some terrible thing that I was trained to kill people in the name of for my country, and that I was brainwashed, and that I was property, and that it was some terrible thing. That's obtuse. I was there. I know. I remember. I signed up, and I wanted to be a warrior for my country. So let's just take a chill pill on some of that kind of messaging. I hope that this game isn't just one-sided propaganda, and instead is entertainment that explores the nuances of PTSD and what soldiers go through. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. We're watching the trailer for War Fantasy. And we've got an ad break. So let's go to intermission, and I'll catch you guys after these short messages. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch and join the Discord, where you can voice chat with me while I live stream, and you won't be recorded or anything on YouTube and Twitch, so that's pretty cool. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. If you like to read, you can see my after-action reports on my blog. And if you are interested, you can get some merch from my spring store. The links for everything are in the description below.